at your life honestly, not emotionally, honestly. Where are you weak? Where are you inconsistent? Where do you lie to yourself? Where do you blame circumstances, people, luck, or timing? Instead of owning your choices, growth begins the moment you stop defending your excuses and start attacking your habits. You don't need to broadcast this journey. You don't need to announce your comeback. Silent focus is power. Let people misunderstand you while you rebuild. Let them think you fell off while you are actually leveling up. When you focus on others, you live in reaction mode. Your mood depends on what they say, what they do, how they treat you, whether they notice you. When you focus on yourself, you take control. Your mood depends on your standards. Your confidence comes from keeping promises to yourself. Your strength comes from showing up even when nobody is watching. That is real power. That is real freedom. Focus is power, because whatever you give your attention to begins to control you. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or opportunity. They fail because their focus is divided. They wake up and immediately look outward, checking what everyone else is doing, measuring their worth against other people's progress, success, and appearance. That habit slowly drains their confidence without them realizing it. When your attention lives outside of you, your energy follows, and when your energy follows, your life stops being yours. You become reactive instead of intentional, emotional instead of disciplined, distracted instead of dangerous. Every time you compare yourself to someone else, you silently tell your mind that your journey isn't enough. You weaken your own belief by borrowing someone else's timeline. Comparison doesn't inspire action. It creates pressure, anxiety, and paralysis. You start questioning your pace, your ability, your value. Meanwhile, the person you're watching isn't thinking about you at all. They're focused on their own path. That's the irony. The moment you stop watching them and start watching yourself is the moment growth begins. Focus forces honesty. When you stop looking at others, you can no longer hide from your own habits. You see where you waste time, where you procrastinate, where you make excuses. That awareness is uncomfortable, but it is powerful. Distraction protects the ego. Focus exposes the truth. And truth is what allows change. When you focus on yourself, you stop blaming circumstances and start correcting behaviors. You stop waiting for motivation and start building structure. Real focus requires sacrifice. You can't focus deeply and stay entertained constantly. You can't build something meaningful while feeding every distraction. That means fewer opinions, fewer explanations, fewer late night scrolling, fewer conversations that lead nowhere. It means choosing solitude over noise and discipline over dopamine. Most people avoid focus because it feels lonely, but loneliness is temporary. Regret lasts much longer. When your focus sharpens, your confidence stops depending on outside validation. You no longer need approval because you are too busy improving. You don't need prove yourself because you are progressing. Confidence grows when you keep promises to yourself, not when others praise you. That kind of confidence is quiet, stable, and unbreakable. It doesn't disappear when someone doubts you or criticizes you. Focus also creates momentum. Small, consistent actions done daily compound faster than bursts of motivation. When your attention stays locked on one direction, progress becomes inevitable. You stop jumping between goals, ideas, and identities. You choose a path and walk it, even when it's slow, even when it's boring. That commitment separates people who transform their lives from those who keep starting over. The world is designed to steal your focus. Noise is everywhere, opinions are endless, distractions are constant. If you don't guard your attention, it will be taken from you. Focusing on yourself is an act of resistance. It is a decision to live intentionally instead of reactively. It is a refusal to let algorithms, trends, or other people decide your priorities. At some point, you realize something important. The more focused you become, the less you care about comparison. The less you care about proving anything. The less you seek external validation. Your energy becomes calm and directed. You move with purpose. You speak less and do more. That shift changes everything. Focus is not about ignoring the world forever. It's about mastering yourself first. Once you are disciplined, confident, and clear, you can engage with the world from a position of strength, not insecurity. But until then, your attention belongs to you. Growth. If you want power over your life, start by taking back your focus. Stop watching, stop comparing, start building. Your future depends on where your attention goes today. No one is coming to save you, and the moment you truly accept that, your life begins to change. This truth is uncomfortable because it strips away every excuse you've been holding on to. It removes the fantasy that someone will notice your struggle, understand your pain, and step in at the right moment to fix everything. That fantasy feels comforting, but it is also the reason many people stay stuck for years. Waiting to be saved is a quiet form of surrender. It hands your power to circumstances, luck, and other people's choices. From a young age, we are conditioned to believe that help will arrive if we wait it long enough. We wait for motivation to show up, for confidence to appear, for someone to believe in us before we believe in ourselves. We wait for the perfect opportunity, the perfect timing, the perfect support system. But life does not work that way. Progress is not a reward given to the patient. It is earned by the disciplined. The longer you wait, the weaker your sense of responsibility becomes. Accepting that no one is coming does not mean you are alone in the world. It means you stop outsourcing your future. It means you understand that support can help, but it cannot replace effort. Advice can guide you, but it cannot carry you. Encouragement can lift you for a moment, but it cannot sustain you. Only your own discipline can do that. When you realize this, something powerful happens. You stop asking for permission. You stop waiting for validation. You stop blaming others for where you are. This mindset forces you to look inward instead of outward. Instead of asking why life is unfair, you ask what you can control. Instead of complaining about circumstances, you start adjusting your habits. Responsibility becomes your weapon. You take ownership of your time, your body, your skills, your mindset. That ownership is heavy, but it is also freeing. Once you accept that the outcome is in your hands, excuses lose their power. There will be moments when you feel overwhelmed by this responsibility. Moments when you wish someone would step in and make it easier. That feeling is normal. But understand this, being saved would rob you of strength. Struggle builds capacity. Assure builds resilience. Every challenge you face alone teaches you that you are capable of more than you thought. That knowledge is priceless. When you stop waiting to be saved, your standards rise. You no longer tolerate your own laziness, inconsistency, or self-pity. You realize that every day you waste is a day you will never get back. That awareness sharpens your decisions. You start doing what needs to be done, not what feels good. You move even when motivation is gone, because you understand that action creates motivation, not the other way around. This truth also changes how you see other people. You stop resenting them for not helping you enough. You stop feeling bitter when they don't understand your struggle. You realize they are fighting their own battles. That realization removes unnecessary anger and replaces it with focus. Your energy is no longer spent on disappointment. It is spent on execution. Eventually, you become your own rescuer. You learn how to calm your mind, push your body, and discipline your thoughts. You develop self-trust because you've seen yourself show up when it mattered. That self-trust becomes your foundation. No opinion can shake it. No setback can destroy it. No one coming to save you is not a curse. It is an invitation. An invitation to step into responsibility, to claim ownership over your life, and to build strength that cannot be taken away. The day you stop waiting is the day you start becoming dangerous in the best possible way. Silent discipline is the foundation of real strength because it removes the need for approval and replaces it with self-respect. Most people talk too much about what they plan to do. They announce goals, explain intentions, and seek reassurance before any real work is done. Talking creates a false sense of progress. It feels productive, but it costs nothing. Action, on the other hand, is expensive. It requires effort, sacrifice, and consistency. And it often happens when no one is watching. That is why silent discipline is rare and why it is so powerful. When you work in silence, your motivation shifts. You are no longer driven by praise, likes, or validation. You are driven by standards. You do what needs to be done because it aligns with who you are becoming, not because someone is clapping for you. This builds a deeper kind of confidence, one that does not depend on external reactions. If no one notices, you still show up. If no one encourages you, you still continue. That is real strength. Silence also protects your focus. The more people you tell about your plans, the more opinions you invite. Opinions create doubt, pressure, and distraction. Some people will discourage you, others will project their fears onto you, and even support can become noise. When you keep our work private, your energy stays clean, your mind stays clear, you move at your own pace without feeling rushed or judged. There is a discipline in waking up early, training your body, sharpening your mind, and improving your skills without announcing it to the world. It requires humility because there is no immediate recognition. It requires patience because results take time. But this process hardens you. You learn to rely on yourself instead of applause. You learn to find satisfaction in effort, not attention. Silent discipline also teaches emotional control. When you stop oversharing, you stop reacting. You don't feel the need to explain your struggles or justify your choices. You conserve emotional energy. That control translates into better decisions, especially under pressure. People who need to vent constantly often lose focus. People who move quietly stay sharp. There will be moments when others misunderstand your silence. They may think you've fallen behind, lost motivation, or given up. Let them. Their misunderstanding does not slow your progress. In fact, it often gives you space to grow without interference. While they are watching surface-level appearances, are building depth. Working in silence also makes your wins more meaningful. When success finally shows, it speaks for itself. There is no need to explain how hard it was or how long it took. Results carry their own authority. They silence doubt more effectively than words ever could. And because you built them through discipline, not hype, they last. Silent discipline is not about hiding for. It is about earning the right to be heard. It is about strengthening your foundation before stepping into the spotlight. Many people seek attention before they develop ability, and the pressure exposes them. When you build quietly, you are prepared for attention when it comes. This path is lonely at times. Silence removes external comfort. There are nights when you question if the effort is worth it, when progress feels invisible. Those moments are tests. They reveal whether you are committed to growth or addicted to validation. Every time you choose to continue without recognition, you deepen your strength. In the end, silent discipline transforms you from someone who talks about change into someone who embodies it. You don't need to convince anyone. Your habits, your mindset, and your results tell the story. Quiet work creates loud results. And that is the kind of strength that cannot be faked or taken away. Discomfort is the price of growth, and there is no way around it. Every meaningful change in your life will demand that you do things that feel inconvenient, painful, boring, or frightening. Most people spend their lives trying to avoid these feelings, chasing comfort as if it were the goal. But comfort does not build strength, and ease does not create progress. The very sensations you run from are the signals that you are moving in the right direction. Growth begins the moment you stop asking for things to be easier and start asking yourself to become stronger. The body understands this truth clearly. Muscles only grow when they are placed under tension. Mind works the same way. Discipline, confidence, and resilience are built when you repeatedly choose what is difficult over what is comfortable. If something feels hard, it is not a sign of failure. It is evidence of expansion. Discomfort tests your commitment. When motivation fades, discomfort remains. It shows up when the alarm goes off early, when your body is tired, when your mind looks for excuses, when no one is watching. In those moments, you learn who you really are. Anyone can act when it feels good, Very few can continue when it feels heavy. That difference defines outcomes. There is a loneliness that comes WI. Growth. Choosing discipline often means choosing solitude. While others are distracted, entertained, and relaxed, you are working, learning, and improving. That separation can feel isolating, but it is temporary. The pain of discipline lasts far less than the pain of regret. Comfort feels good now, but it costs you later. Discomfort hurts now, but it pays you back with strength, clarity, and company. Control. Many people misunderstand discomfort and label it as a sign to stop. They think fear means they are not ready. That boredom means it is not meant for them. That struggle means they are failing. In reality, these feelings are part of the process. Fear means you are stepping into something new. Boredom means you are building consistency. Struggle means you are strengthening weak areas. Avoiding these sensations guarantees stagnation. Discomfort also builds self-trust. Every time you do what you said you would do, even when it feels hard, you reinforce belief in yourself. That belief is not emotional, it is earned. You begin to trust your word. You know that when things get tough, you will not quit. That confidence cannot be given to you. It is built through repeated exposure to difficulty. As you grow, your tolerance for discomfort increases. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable. What once scared you becomes routine. This is how people evolve. They do not eliminate discomfort, they raise their capacity to handle it. Over time, discipline becomes normal. Hard work becomes familiar. You stop fearing the process because you have survived it before. Discomfort. Also C, clarifies priorities. It forces you to decide what truly matters. When everything is easy, choices are blurred. When things are hard, values become clear. You learn what you are willing to sacrifice for and what you are not. That clarity sharpens your direction and removes distractions. There will be days when discomfort makes you question everything, when progress feels invisible and effort feels unrewarded. Those are the days that matter most. Anyone can push when results are visible. Growth happens when you continue without evidence. That is where most people quit, and that is why most people never change. If you want a different life, you must accept a different level of discomfort, not as punishment, but as payment. Growth has a cost. Pay it willingly. Embrace the struggle. Over time, you will realize that the discomfort you once feared became the source of your strength. Consistency beats motivation, because motivation is emotional, temporary, and unreliable. It comes and goes depending on mood, energy, weather, words you hear, or how life treats you that day. Consistency, on the other hand, is built on standards. It does not ask how you feel. It asks who you decided to be. People who wait for motivation live in cycles of excitement and collapse. People who build consistency create steady progress, even on the days they feel empty. Motivation feels powerful in the beginning. It creates big promises and strong emotions. You feel ready to change everything at once. But motivation fades quickly because it is not designed to carry weight. When resistance appears, motivation disappears. This is why so many people start strong and quit silently. They confuse emotional intensity with discipline. One is a spark, the other is a system. Consistency is quieter and less exciting. It does not create dramatic moments. It creates routines. It requires you to show up on ordinary days, tired days, boring days, and frustrating days. That is where real change happens. Progress is not built on rare heroic effort, but on repeated small actions done without drama. What you do daily matters far more than what you do occasionally. Standards replace motivation. When you set standards, certain actions are no longer optional. You don't debate whether you train, work, study, or improve. You do it because it is part of who you are. This removes internal conflict. Decision fatigue disappears. You save mental energy by eliminating choices. The question is no longer, do I feel like it? The question is this who I am? Consistency also protects you during difficult times. When life becomes chaotic, routines become anchors. Motivation cannot survive stress, disappointment, or failure. Consistent habits can. They keep you moving when emotions are unstable. Even minimal effort on bad days keeps momentum alive. Stopping completely is what breaks progress, not slowing down. Many people underestimate the power of consistency because the results are not immediate. But consistency compounds. Small improvements, repeated daily, create massive change over time. What looks insignificant in 1 week becomes life-changing over a year. This is why disciplined people often seem to transform suddenly. The change was never sudden. It was just invisible for a long time. Consistency builds identity. Every time you show you reinforce the belief that you are someone who follows through. That belief strengthens with repetition. Over time, discipline becomes automatic. You no longer rely on willpower. Habits carry you forward. This is when progress accelerates because effort feels lighter. Motivation is reactive. It depends on inspiration. Consistency is proactive. It creates progress regardless of circumstances. This is why successful people often say they don't feel motivated most days. They don't need to. They have systems. They have structure. They have standards that guide their behavior when feelings fail. There will be days when consistency feels pointless, when effort feels unnoticed and improvement feels slow. Those are the days that test commitment. Anyone can act when results are visible. Consistency means acting without evidence, trusting the process. That trust is built by staying disciplined long enough to see results. In the end, motivation may start the journey, but consistency finishes it. Motivation makes you feel ready. Consistency makes you unstoppable. If you want lasting change, stop chasing inspiration and start building standards. Show up daily, even when it's boring, especially when it's hard.